Good job. Hey. Oh. Good job, kiddo. I'm sure a lot of people followed. What's up, kiddo? Oh. Do you know a lot of people want to see you? I'm gonna let you go out in just a minute. Okay? Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah. We got more tonight. I don't know. I still feel like talking. Clearly, a bunch of people showed up here, so must be other people who feel the same way. What's up, kiddo? Your motor's running, you know that? Don't get strange. Call me with my name, find out who's to blame. Don't get strange, Wide awake now, huh? Hey, you. What's up? Don't get strange. All right. So, the one I have with me here is Kiddo. And she wants to go play. So, she's complaining a bit, but that's her. Look at the camera, Kiddo. Look. Look right there. Hello. Say hi. Hi, everybody. This is Kiddo. This is a kitten that I basically just took care of because I didn't want it to end up, you know, dead. Because it was literally just a kitten. She's grown. She's probably about doubled in size since I got her probably maybe about a month ago. But I called her Kiddo for Beatrix Kiddo from the Kill Bill movies. So that's why her name is Kiddo. She wants to go explore apparently. So yeah, so that's my little kitty. She wants to go play, so I'm going to let her do so. On you. You may have even noticed that unlike Dr. Evil with Mini Me, I put a freaking bell on her, so that makes it easy to find her when she's, you know, 'cause she's so small and tiny. She gets into every little nook and cranny. Hey there, Paul. How's it going? Erekose, do you know if Ryan is possibly related by blood or marriage to anyone involved with law enforcement in the case? I don't know. I can't think of any connection offhand. I can't think of any. Anyone laugh when they showed Kaczynski in MAM2? He aged rapidly, was shuffling his house like a 90-year-old. And what I hear from some of the locals is that he's been actually having trouble. They've been actually worried about him now for a while. Like he was getting a little bit, you know, well, kind of like I think Judge Can on the On Bank is. I mean, I swear that guy reminded me of a grandpa telling the kids to get off of his lawn. Yeah, totally. So, let's see. Okay. The Rav should have had a bell on it. Did you want to punch anything in Laura's chat? Did I want to punch? Yeah, Lynn seems sick. Yeah, he's got some kind of mental issue. But like I said, I think Judge Can over at the 7th Circuit, I think he's got the same problem. Yeah, Kaczynski clearly has more than one problem, though. What happened to the judge? Well, it's not what happened to him. It's that... Okay, so Len Kaczynski, they've been worried about him. They've been worried about his mental faculties. Okay, like they were starting to worry about him before this thing happened. And then this thing with his clerk happened. And so now it's like those little mental issues that they were worried about have now become a really big issue. And so from what I've heard from a couple of the locals in the area, that they say that people were concerned about his mental health for a little while now, and now that this happened, it's like now it's hitting the spotlight. So that's basically where that's at. Oh, and I'm slightly breaking my rule right now because I'm finishing the Stella I was drinking while I was watching Laura. So slight fudging of the rule, but thought I'd just point that out. Hello, music lover. That reminds me, actually. Although I love that song, not what I'm trying to do. There was somebody I want to make sure gets over into here. There's okay, never mind. There it is. We all had to drink Falcon away. Oh, I just decided I don't want to really be drinking while I'm doing the live videos. Although I'm touched by people that were wanting to buy me a Stella and buy me. I mean, that was totally very sweet and very cool. And you know, I mean, what's more, you know, I mean. I mean, a serious thing that people have camaraderie over is, you know, having a pint, as they say, across the pond, or here having some beers. So beer is kind of one of those things, but I just think I decided that I thought it was a little bit counterproductive to what I'm doing here, because I don't want to end up seeming to lose credibility because I'm getting a little bit buzzed by drinking beer while I'm talking about these serious matters. So I kind of made the decision that I kind of probably need to not be doing that. But I mean, seriously though, everybody that wanted to buy me a Stella and everybody that bought me a Stella, thank you. I mean, you guys are very sweet, very kind. It was a very lovely thought, and it was very much appreciated. But like I said, the goal here is we want to support. I want to support, and I want to make sure I'm not doing anything that makes supporters look bad. I want to make sure I'm, you know, Dr. Pepper time. Thank you, Angie Norton. That's funny. And definitely after this beer, I will definitely pull a Dr. Pepper out, and I'll do like the total like commercial pose drink on it. So, yeah. So, but wanted to make sure, because you know you know, it's important to me that we conduct ourselves in a way that we make supporters look like reasonable people that have reasonable concerns, and so that people can't try to dismiss us because of what a few people do or have done, that maybe cross some lines, because we don't want to be as bad as those we're criticizing. I don't know. It's just a real fine line, and it's a fine line I'm very conscious of. And so I try to walk it as best I can. You know, I don't want to be in a way that allows people to just dismiss me quickly, even if they don't necessarily agree with me. I want to be, you know, respectable enough that they're going to sit for a second and at least hear it. Even if they don't end up agreeing with it, at least they've heard it. you know, I try to give everybody that chance myself. Like people that don't agree with me, I try to listen to what they say. I try to listen to what Thomas Hentz says. I try to register and take in what he's saying. And when I see a problem with it, I point it out to him. He's not big on acknowledging that. He usually comes up with some other piece of whatever to try to, you know, deflect it. But I try to listen to what the other side's saying. I have an interest in hearing what the other side's thinking and that sort of stuff. It's just, I feel it's in my interest to really know what they're saying and thinking. Thank you. Let's see, we all know, and I hope that Colburn was looking at those plates. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, oh, thank you very much, Robert C. Herman. Robert C. Herman. All right, cool. Oh, that's great. I love it. Robert C. Herman. I got Robert Herman over here tipping me. Let's see here. It's Friday and your channel is proper. Oh, thank you, Lori. They found the plates in a vehicle on the salvage yard. Yes, they did. A few cars away from the RAV, or maybe even more than a few. Let's see. Tarred strength. Black lives matter. Yes, all lives matter. Even black lives. Love it that you're so conscientious, right? Thank you. Panel of God, I love that. Be a class act just like KZ. I try. I do. I really want to. And I want to be and kind of try to set an example for others that we can have a voice, we can be heard, we can actually try to make a difference without doing anything violent, without doing anything destructive, without doing anything petty, not resorting to those types of things, without lying. King Kratz, I'm looking at you, and Tom Fassbender and Wiegert too, because the control question is a complete joke. It does not prove that Brendan was resisting. It proves the exact opposite of that. But anyway, moving on. So good quality. Wait, what happened there? Oh, it's a good quality you have. Thank you very much, Amber. Well, we not all love Thomas Hentz, right? Yeah, I know not everybody loves Thomas Hentz. I don't necessarily love him myself, but I do like to have my ear to the ground about what the guilters think and stuff. LOL, did you get a message from Laura? 9 o'clock Friday is hers. You're funny. Yeah, I think I heard. Yeah, something about that. Vague recollection. Something of that. Yeah. Right, Erekose, you're very persuasive because of that professionalism. Oh, thank you very much, Tara. Thank you very much. You look a little sunburnt. That may be. That actually may be. I was in the sun a lot today. See, Marissa, I had to go kind of close to the beach. Let's see, I see what you mean, but you're a class act. I think what you're doing is amazing. Thank you very much, Kim K. Thank you very much. That's very kind. I try to be nice, but I cannot be nice about Kratz. I cannot. I'm sorry. Hey, look. Even I can't. I make more videos about Kratz than my conscience informs me I should. My conscience tells me I make too many. But the fact of the matter is, every time he speaks, I feel the need to spread truth as much as I can all around it or near it. Thanks to MAM2 and the fact that I've been dogged in my research and following these things, my channel is experiencing a big up boom, and a lot of people are paying attention, and that is awesome. I mean, that is the biggest reward that I could have asked for in all of this. It's because it's not really about money or anything else for me, although that's appreciated and very kind, because I certainly have spent a lot of money in a lot of the things that I do, but it's not expected at all. It's all about the fact that people are just tuning in to listen and hear the fact that I want to give you guys the truth of what's in the documents, whatever's there. I want to make sure everybody's informed and doesn't just fall for the things that Ken Kratz says, hook, line, and sinker. A friend of mine, Carla Garcia, some of you may know who she is, a friend of mine on Facebook, her and I did a phone call where we kind of like went over a podcast about the Stephen Avery case. It was on this Apple podcast. It was called Conspired was the name of it. We went and they did an episode about the Avery case. We reviewed it. We came up with our evidence that, because they fell for the Ken Kratz line of what MAM left out. They fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker, they fell for it. And they didn't really look much further. And so Carla and I ended up doing a video where we did a phone call, and her and I together kind of just talked about how all the things that they were talking about and how they were wrong, or at least not represented properly, because that's what Ken Kratz does. He subtly misrepresents things in brilliant ways. I gotta say, his devious mind, it's brilliant. He has brilliant ideas. They're evil ideas, but they're brilliant because of how, when I say they're brilliant, it's because of how well conceived they are, that they could actually work if people weren't, if people like me didn't get informed and be able to see through them, so it's, interesting. Anyway, I look a little sunburnt, right. Let's see, fine, Erekose, ignore me. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, wow, I'm sorry, hold on, I was talking. Kim K, thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you so much. That's overwhelming. You think I have a very nice balance and you're very genuine. Thank you. That's part of my goal. Part of my goal is, to stay humble. And thank you again, Kim K. Very generous. Thank you very much. But part of my goal is to stay humble and really try to, just like you said, be genuine. Because I noticed back in early 2016, because I watched in January of 2016, like on the 15th of January in 2016, which was basically a month after it came out, the first one. And so I spent about 6 months in Facebook groups, and then I got on Twitter and started, exploring Twitter for the first time ever, and started getting acquainted with social media. And I saw some of the mistakes that other YouTubers were making. And I saw some of the things that other YouTubers were doing that I felt like they were doing that were steering them into trouble, and it was mainly because they were getting just a little bit maybe full of themselves. I don't know. At that time I was just a spectator, not a YouTuber, so I was I had my own little perspective. So when I eventually did step into becoming a YouTuber myself, it was all those things that I watched, learning and learned from watching the other YouTubers. Like, for instance, Johnny. Some of you don't know Ripper YouTube with his Ripper YouTube NBA 4K now, I think it is. Casey, Laura. There was a few others back in the day whose names are escaping me right now, but they did some videos and stuff. And I noticed that one of the biggest things was that people kind of would get a little bit full of themselves, and then they would say some things that would end up getting them into pretty hot water. So my main goal when I started was, I want to show the facts. I want to show what's there in the documents. I want to put it in a way where people can sit down for 5 to 20 minutes. And a lot of my videos ended up starting to get longer than that, but I was trying to do 5 to 10 minute segments, 5 to 20 minute segments, so that people could sit down, get a load of documents, get a load of actual truth and data and fact, and start to make a decision on their own based on that sort of stuff. So that's kind of where I started from, and that's what informed me in the way that I make YouTube videos and stuff. So I'm glad that it agrees with people. I'm glad that people find it pleasing, and that people come here because they feel comfortable, that sort of stuff. I'm ecstatic. I'm over the moon. Let me make sure I'm not ignoring anybody after I went on that little rant. Sorry. Erekose, do you sleep? I do sleep. I do. Probably not as much as I should, but I do. Today happens to be Friday though, and I don't have to wake up early in the morning, so I can sit here and be with you guys, and I may even go live tomorrow around noon. Who knows? Like I said, I got so much stuff in my head. There's so much knowledge here that I've been collecting over the last 2.5, 3 years now, actually. I've only been YouTubing for 2.5. I've actually been researching for 3 since the last one came out. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just, I could just go on and on. There's just so much to say, so much to look at, so much to pass on, so that other people can be just as informed as I am. And when they run into people that are, you know, just shallowly, casually just assuming that both of them are guilty without actually having any real proper knowledge of the case to base that on, that hopefully I'm creating an army of people, and that hopefully the other YouTubers out there are helping to create an army of people that are well informed and can argue about this stuff intelligently, and because it's all well and good that I have all this knowledge in my head, but if it's in my head, I can't be everywhere. In fact, I have to work every day, so my ability to spread the message is limited to what I can do when I get home on YouTube. So if I can pass that message, the message of truth, and the message of what's in the documents and that stuff to other people, where they can easily digest it without having to go digging through 1,000 pages of queso, over, you know, thousands of pages of trial transcripts, and that's in the trial transcripts, that's times 2, because you got Brendan Dassey's trial as well to read, and so people aren't really willing to go diving into all that stuff. So I try to bring some of the stuff, the really important stuff, to the surface for people best I can, so that people can really see and make informed decisions on whether or not you want to believe the stuff that King Kratz is saying, and whether or not you want to believe the stuff that's coming out of the state of Wisconsin. And if you know, I just want to be able to help people make informed decisions about that sort of stuff. So let me read some comments here, because they've been going by pretty quick while I've been talking. Any Burns have asked him the same thing about sleeping. Oh yeah, I know. Sorry. What is that pipe behind you? You mean around my AC? That's just like a decorative border going around my AC. It also hides the cord. If you notice, coming off towards the Scottish flag there, like right here, this is a piece that's hiding the cord, and it's kind of like a steampunk theme, and it just borders the AC unit. Oh, you're welcome. I'm a newbie, and I have been binge watching your videos. Oh, thank you, Kim K. So tonight has been a real treat watching you live. Oh, thank you very much, Kim. You're very sweet. You're kind, very kind. Hope somebody else here. Let's see, Lucy, I've been asking live chat great things. Oh yeah, you're all welcome. Very welcome. The scripted. Let's see. In the USA, does the prosecutor get involved in the case straight away? Ellie usually presents the case to the prosecution for charges and further testing, etc. So why is KK so early? Yeah, well, there was quick movement on the case, clearly. Yes, Erekose, you mentioned stuff in your head earlier. Anything in particular bugging you? Spill. I'm just saying I have all this knowledge that I want to pass on. Oh, thank you very much, Crazy Life. Thank you. You're very kind. Thank you. See, LOL, I'm just a virgin. Wait, what did I miss? Let's see. This stuff, okay. Stuff in my head, you know what I mean? It's just what I've got, what all this stuff I've learned about the cases following Brendan, and everything as I do. Once again, thank you very much, Crazy Life. You're very kind. Thank you very much. You're supposed to be sleeping, girl. Oh, Pommy Bear, she's been waiting for me to go live. She was patiently waiting while Laura was live, and I was explaining that I was waiting for Laura to finish because, you know, I support other people that make YouTube videos. In fact, last year around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, I was encouraging people to make a video. I tried to give them a subject matter to work with, and I told them, you know, make a video and upload it, or make a video and maybe send it to me, or just upload it to one of the Facebook groups, and explain to everybody like what happened to you, what was your story of how you got introduced to MAM, and how you reacted when you watched, and kind of thing, and so I did get a handful of people that made some Facebook videos that was really cool. It was very sweet. They were very cool. And then I had gotten one person, Mr. Hodnot, who stepped beyond that and actually made a YouTube video on his YouTube channel. And that was, you know, that was absolutely stellar. It was absolutely awesome. I didn't get as big of a response as I wanted, but I'll tell you what, I made a very, very good friend in Mr. Hodnott over there in Australia. And I tell you what, I put a lot of work into that campaign and maybe got a minimal response. But I'll tell you what, I'll never regret it because, you know, making friends with Mark was you know, very, very good. He's a very good guy. He's smart and all that. So, oh, looks like Laura has joined us. Believe me, I'm heading to bed in a second. Just felt like you had to hit the party. Oh, right on. Thank you for joining us, Laura. Erekose blazes. Okay. I remember that video well. You in the kilt. You remember my kilts? Yeah, see? Eek J. See, I may do the kilt again, but I've been told that I wore it without the sporum. You know, and I totally screwed up when I did that. You know, so apparently so I got to get one of those, it's like that little pouch, that goes on the front. So I was missing that, and I had some of the Scots were getting a little bit miffed at me about it. But it was cool. Like I said, I became great friends with Mark Hodnott. And I had been encouraging Mr. Capaldi to make videos because he had actually exchanged emails with Robert Herman, so I encouraged him to make videos. And so, like I said, when Laura was making hers tonight, I saw that notification come up, so I went ahead and I went for about another half an hour, and then went ahead and ended the stream so that everybody could jump over and support Laura. And I just tried to wait for her to finish so that she could have her time. I do recall she was saying something about Friday nights. So I was actually planning to start around 4 today, but I ended up getting called into work. So I didn't get home in time. And plus I was trying to ship the shirts today. So I was trying to squeeze a bunch of things into one. So anyway, but I wanted to give Laura her chance because I support everybody. I even support Casey because you know what? Casey reads straight from the documents. I mean, that's it. You're reading straight from the documents. You don't really get any more factual than that. So I support all of that. And so I was trying to give Laura her chance, and that's why I decided to come on after her. And because I support everybody that is getting out there and getting vocal about this case and getting in people's faces about it and saying, look, answer this, make sense out of this. This does not make sense. And the more people go, oh, nothing to see here, the more people just are looking the other way, head in the sand, whatever you want to call it. So, but I totally encourage everybody that wants to get up and get vocal about this. In fact, if anybody out there wanted to make a quick video about their story about how they got into MAM and you want to send me a video for me to upload, send me a video. I'll review it. And if I like it, I'll upload it to my channel. Oh, Tardy, but yeah, it sounds like he's stirring the pot tonight. I think Erekose forgets who gave him his initial start. Cough, cough. Laura did actually help promote me a bit back when I was starting. Certainly, absolutely. She mentioned me in a couple videos, and it was helpful. Certainly, I also think that some of my natural demeanor and style, kept people coming around and coming back, kept my channel steadily growing too. But it was helpful back then, back when I was around 200 or 300 subscribers. It was helpful that Laura talked about me in her videos a bit. It was very helpful. Teresa is in Florida. That's where her dad died. You okay, Purple? You couching there? So. Okay, so let me go up and catch some of these things I missed here. Erekose smiles too much. He's got like perma smile on. Well, hey, I'm trying to be congenial and everything here, so I'm trying to smile as much as possible. Trust me, Most people that see me when I'm not on a video or something would actually tell you that I probably spend most of my time frowning, you know, or brooding. Let's see. You come in peace. I was wondering who Naughty was. Brandon is the victim in this case. Do you have XXL t-shirts? I am ordering more XXL t-shirts. I'm out, but I'm ordering more. I'm going to get some. I think Friday I'm going to make the order. I should have them within a week of that, but I am currently out of the double X. I'm also actually almost out of the single X's. So, I have some of the single X's, but I'm almost out of those. So, I'm going to be having some more made, but I'm going to be having them made locally. Unfortunately, I'd like to have the Manitowoc guy make them again, but unfortunately I need to get them locally because it costs almost $50 some odd to ship the box from Manitowoc to where I am, and so I'm gonna try and get them made locally. I think I'm eventually gonna have the Manitowoc shirt maker make more to be put onto the Avery website, so that money can go to the Averys and the Dassies, obviously, because the Dassey shirts, the money goes to the Dassies, or to Brendan Dassey in particular. So anyway, so so I'm gonna get some more made, but I'm out of double X at the moment. What shirts? Like the one I'm wearing, Laura, right here. This shirt was made up for me, Laura, by Mr. Paul Capaldi and Mr. Mark Hodnott. Mr. Capaldi lives in Scotland. Mr. Hodnott lives in Australia. They came up with the idea for this shirt because they were listening to me talk about the control question on my channel. And so Paul had a bunch of these made up, except the ones he had made up didn't have hashtag Brendan Dassey at the top. They just said, ask me about the control question, copyright Erekose. So when I had my batch made up, I had the shirt maker add hashtag Brendan Dassey at the top. Hold on. Oh, okay. Crazy life. Okay, Erekose does not always have a smile on, trust me. He uses a lot of rug doctor whenever I'm speaking, arguing with him. I'm just like Walter. Oh yeah, okay, buddy. Oh jeez, Paul, shut the F up, Donnie. Wow, you were just at 3.2K a couple days ago, and now 3.4. Oh, I know. Literally the day before MAM came out, I was at 29, just about to go over 3,000, and then MAM2 came out, and it's been off the hook. Make a t-shirt that says F XXX the police in Manitowoc. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Why do you think Ryan lied about the roommate sleeping with Teresa? Because he probably didn't want to draw attention to them. Maybe. Wouldn't you think that shows a guilty conscience if he's hiding that information? First of all, that he's the ex-boyfriend. He didn't want to be like upfront about that. And then about the fact that Scott Bladorn and Teresa did have a sexual encounter, or possibly more than one. But from what I gather, Teresa wasn't into it. I guess it didn't really tickle her, and she was kind of not really into it, and so I guess she was at that point avoiding Scott. So from what I understand, anyway. Let's see what we got here. Ryan was peanut butter and jealous. Peanut butter and jealous. Let's see. I think that he lied so that the police could find no reason for him to kill her. Yeah, possibly. It's what I think. It's what I think, not evidence, right? He didn't tell them he was the ex. Never mind about the other lovers. Right, exactly. Let's see. Teresa didn't like guys with longer hair than hers. Oh, that's funny. Jay, you are being really rude to the victim in this case. I believe that's an accurate statement. I mean, look, Teresa was a 25-year-old girl. Come on. I mean, she's a 25-year-old girl. She's just out of college. She's kind of like sampling life. She's figuring out what she wants out of life. You know, I'm not holding any of that against her. Sorry, folks. Not even the threesome. I've known so many girls that have done that. So many. It's hard for me to hold that against. They eventually grow out of that. Eventually, they settle down and find a guy they like and become mothers, and so they don't really go out looking for that kind of stuff anymore. But the fact of the matter is, being young at that age, when you're trying to figure out what you want in life, you do crazy things. And so I'm not holding any of that against Teresa, and I think it's a little bit disrespectful to, as Tard did, say hashtag Teresa easy. I think it's a little bit over the line. But I acknowledge that Teresa was having some liaisons, and she was, experiencing life at the time. Ryan's phone records, wasn't there a big gap of activity? That's what I hear. It's really not nice. It was Jay Champ, sorry. Jay Champ that had made the hashtag Teresa Easy statement. So yeah, I just think that's a little bit harsh. Bit harsh, buddy. Do you know how long Ryan lived in TH house? I think it was about maybe 6 months, I think is what I heard. Do you think he maybe didn't know she was sleeping with the roommate? I think that's certainly possible. I do. I think that's certainly possible. Is it truth, though? Did you know her? Is it truth, though? Did you know her? You're talking to Jay. Sorry, okay. No, I explained what I meant, Jay. I don't know. I mean, you can keep throwing up hashtags, but I explained what I meant. I think you're being a little bit harsh. I'm not mad at you. I'm not telling you to go away. I'm just saying I think you're being a little bit overboard, a little over the top. Let's see, Teresa, what are you talking about? I was refusing to comment at Jay. May not be full of judgment, but it's still rude to say. True. Why is this chat only allowing me barely more than 2 sentences? Help. You should be allowed 200 characters. I'm not sure why that would be happening. Let's see. Jay, seriously? Is that how you state a fact about a woman? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little crass to say that. I mean, most 25-year-old girls who, just got out of college and stuff are doing those sort of things. It's hard for me to hold it against her, as I said. If Jay doesn't think she is dead, then Jay doesn't see her as a victim. Well, that could be. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Let's see. Champagne tried closing out and restarting. Yeah, maybe that might work. Maybe you might have some little glitch that if you do that, it might just work out the bug that's causing that. I agree. Only reason her sec life is a factor is often victims are killed by people they hate. No, and exactly, because that makes them suspects. So yeah. There's a new video of a minute-by-minute depiction what Zellner's theory is. It's really telling. That's Exhibit J. Yeah. I was like the 30th viewer on that. Let's see. Paul Capaldi, I so understand what you just wrote. My husband and 2 staffies. It's cramped. Let's see. What did Paul say? I'm 53, and I still have to put up with threesome. Me and my wife and this big soppy black Labrador taking up half the bed. Did they perform DNA? Let me see. On the pelvis bones, are they really Teresa's? And Jay, of course, she was sleeping with the roommate. It's not a big deal. Did they perform DNA on the pelvis bones? I don't believe they did. I don't believe they performed DNA on the pelvis bones. Hold on, let me put my monitor closer. Stupid Fire Stick remote. Alright, there we go. Hold on. Just pulling my monitor a little closer so I don't have to lean in so much. Okay. Let's see. Being easy doesn't make you bad. She was young. It's like I said. She was at that age where that was perfectly normal and perfectly acceptable. So, not really critical on that. Let's see. Starts showing a negative number and the text beyond becomes faded. That's weird. Yeah, I'd say reboot or something. I'm not judging her. Hell, I am not mad at her for having a threesome. I am just putting the puzzle pieces together where they fit. Now, yes, these things would create partners that could have possibly had motive. That might have, that's the one thing from that we can say. It's just I'll tell you what, Jay. My thing is I just don't like to say very crass things about the victim and stuff. So all I'm saying is it just seemed like a little harsh the way that you were stating it. But I agree. It's important to consider. It's not. I mean, we can't have our heads in the sand. So it's really crass. Yeah. My thinking is if she is not dead, then it was Bobby with Zellner's recreation because he knew she had a reputation. She may have rejected him, and that's why he killed her. Possibly. Makes no sense to me at all. Well, now they can convict a guy on bones that may not be hers. Yeah. Let's see. Her multiple partners should be suspected in her murder or disappearance, but calling anyone down for living their lives is the problem, in my opinion. Calling anyone down from, yeah. Let's see. Right partners, suspects, right? It's on YouTube called Reconstruction of Timeline or something like that. Yeah, and it should say something about being Exhibit J from a filing she made last year. Let's be honest, most women want the dream, threesome, Kratz, and Kaczynski. Oh, my Lord. Hey, no worries, Jay. No worries, bud. I just was pointing out that I thought it was a little bit over the top. So, but I agree. It's important to consider that Teresa's potential sexual partners are certainly suspect. It's the prize and the human cat all in one. Oh, jeez. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's go back up. Maybe Ryan fancied the roommate. Nah, they were best friends. I don't think they fancied the roommate. Kylie, it's really is crass. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. If Kratz is the prize, what does that make Kaczynski? It makes him Kaczynski because he was chintzy with the defense for Brendan. So, I mean, the other thing we didn't talk about earlier is Ryan's hands. And there's the pictures that are out there that some of you may have they have seen, but obviously there's the one that where his hands look scratched, basically on the top side of his hand or whatever, and it looks like they look kind of equidistant, like fingernails would be. And then there's like a picture of the other hand where it actually looks kind of bruised and discolored, like it's like I said, bruised, like around the pinky and on that side of the hand there. and it looks slightly discolored. So there's a lot of things about Ryan that scream out, "Look at me." He had an injury to his neck or side of his face as well in the photo. Oh, okay. Cat's Meow, who said that? A Kratz Kaczynski sandwich. OMG, I vomited a little in my mouth. If Teresa was involved with a married man, it's a possibility that she became pregnant, perhaps, and that may be a motive. That, yeah, could possibly be. The booby prize. Yeah, Ryan was never a suspect, so they never did exam. They never did the exam pics, etc. Correct, right? Let's see. Oh, Marisha S. I wish we could see all the footage of that time. Yeah, I wish I could see all. I wish I could see all the footage from the Brendan interrogations. It's weird how there's like spots that it skips. Could have scratched hand when he broke the blinker light. Well, it looks the way that it looks like fingernails, like we're scratching, like trying to maybe pull the hand off and like scratched. I don't know. So agreed, Stacy. They did ask him again in 2017, but again, they really messed up the investigation. Oh yeah, absolutely. They completely screwed that up. They didn't look into the certain avenues they should have back then when it was all fresh. And for them to try to go back and look at those things now are just, yeah, good luck. Does anyone know how Teresa's dad died? Her mother married his brother. It was some kind of disease that he had, like a blood disorder that he had, and it ended up killing him. This kid Brendan breaks my heart. I have a son that can, I can see him confessing to a crime under pressure. Yeah, absolutely. I would never let them talk to my son. Absolutely shouldn't. One way to hide she was pregnant, I suppose, to burn the body. That's true. Ryan never being a suspect says a lot. Corrupt, and their intentions were to frame Avery and use Brendan to seal it. Absolutely. Ryan Hillegas did it. He helped police along with many others in the frame. But no one knows it's Ryan Hillegas for sure. Besides Ryan Hillegas, think Bobby or Scott using the other as an alibi because they were nervous of being suspected. Right. Them alibying each other the way they did is very fishy. Could be from trees getting Rav in. From trees hitting Rav in the junkyard. It's most likely from. Well, that's why she wants to test that light, because she sees a brown smudge on it that looks exactly the same color as the Pinto that was blocking that back entrance into Avery Salvage. So she's reasoning that somebody tried to kind of like butt that Pinto out of the way when they were trying to get in there, and that it left that mark on the light, and that's why she wants to get that light now and test that. But let's talk about the timing. How lucky can Manitowoc get? Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. Teresa's dad and Mike's dad were brothers. Right, her cousins would be her brothers, but I don't know the breakdown. Yes, Stacy. Very convenient for them. Did you see Bobby's back pictures? I've heard and seen about him, yeah. I saw a video that showed Ryan being interviewed, and it pointed out a bruise and abrasion on his face. I don't know if I saw that one. Maybe Teresa was burned to hide how she was killed. Maybe by hunters. Bow burning would hide that. Yes, those scratches on Bobby's back. Yeah, he says they were from a dog, so it's like there's all this hubbub about how he got them and all that. Those back pictures, oh man, where are they? I don't know, they're somewhere. They circulated for a while. Well, Teresa could probably go to her YouTube history. if she doesn't, and especially if she doesn't like watch a lot of YouTube videos, she should be able to go to her YouTube history and go back and find it. Teresa was his cheek right under his red eye. Just go to the Freemasonic Lodge across the street and bust some heads. Maggie G, Google has them or in post conviction motions, but takes forever to find them. Have you seen the guy on YouTube that claims the RAV4 is not Teresa's and the car dealer can testify to that? You're talking about Malibu Productions? I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. I really find it suspect that Scott's trailer burnt so close to TH's death. We all wonder where it could have happened. That's a very good point. That's a very good point about it. If that burning at that time is, weird. I don't believe that they are her remains. There's no massacre in the garage or bedroom. That's true. I mean, there's just no evidence that this crime took place anywhere, and which leads me to believe it happened somewhere else and it was transplanted here to Avery Salvage. Here's a link to Bobby's back pictures. Yeah, you're probably not going to get links through here on the live chat. You're going to have to put them in the regular comments after the live chat's done. Let's see, no evidence at all. Interesting though. Actually, they're not good. He says a puppy did them. That's what he claims. Great ideas, guys, all viable. The sad thing is none of them include two men that have been in prison for over 10 years. Sad. Thanks anyway, Tara. That's so kind of you. So the thing, I mean, when you just think about the things with Ryan, how many are there? There's just so much. I mean, there's first of all that stuff on his hands. There's him giving the camera and a direct line to Sheriff Poggle to to Pam and her daughter, and and then there's the number of phone calls that he got from law enforcement on which day was it? I think it was Saturday. He was getting like a bunch of calls from call blocked numbers that KZ is basically figuring out that they're all from law enforcement. And I mean, there's just all the stuff. Then there's the day planner. We know that she was writing in it that day. So how the hell did he end up with it? And then there's the lying about the her claiming the blinker and getting a lump sum and just not fixing it. So there's just like all these things that pile up that just make Ryan look suspicious. And the day or night. He couldn't tell if it was day or night last time he saw her. It's like, are you kidding, dude? You don't know when the sun is out or when it's dark? Are you kidding? Father Maskell did it. Let's see. I'm falling asleep, peeps. Gotta get to the shut-eye. Okay, bye-bye, Lori. New busting heads at the Freedom Sonic was a good idea. That's Erekose. Google Bobby Dassey's back scratches. Yeah, there you go. Not remembering last time he saw her day or night, right? Teresa's car was reported to Colburn. It was 3/10 of a mile from Scott's trailer. Scott's new house is even closer. Right. Let's see. Erekose, I'm gonna vacuum. I'm still listening in. Thank you for all the chats. Hopefully you're still done. You're here when I'm done. Okay, you go ahead and vacuum. We'll probably still be here. If you feel up to it, Tara, maybe you can email the link. Like I said, or you can put the link in the comments after this video uploads. You can put the link in the comments underneath the video instead of in the live chat. And if you put the link down in the comments after the video uploads, then you'll be able to leave the link. It'll let you. Yeah, there you go. So okay, so we're all on the same page. Okay. Do we know, other than Ryan POS using the RAV4, would anyone else use it, therefore having a spare key? I don't know. And it's weird that the valet key is what they found in Steven's room. Thanks for the support, Purple. You are a free thinker and not afraid to think outside the box. Let's see, Purple. It must be a delayed reaction. Okay. A saying before there was conclusive evidence. Saying before there was conclusive evidence. I find it funny also that Bobby and Scott, I believe, was going hunting and she was supposedly shot. What kind of guns were they using? They had the same exact model as what was hanging on Stephen Avery's bedroom wall. Avery Dasty need to move out of the Wisconsin, and they can't stay there. Absolutely. The Averys and Scott seriously had a bad few months. Jody was in jail for DUI. Stephen got arrested for murdering TH. Scott's home burnt down. Barb got busted, and that was all. That was all before New Year's. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, they were intimidating. They were definitely intimidating all these people. That's what makes it another thing that makes it all so fishy. Freemasons are outside the box. Would her brother maybe use the rap for, or even the roommate? I don't know. I haven't heard about that. As far as I know, they wouldn't. Ryan is a very serious suspect. Day planner and search erasing voicemail. Running the search and erasing voicemail. You have to be kidding me. I hope Brandon bankrupt that town. This is craziness. Wake up, people. Yeah. I mean, I think Brendan makes everything pretty freaking obvious.
Power off.
If anyone has the link for Zellner's latest theory, please put the link in the comments. Well, her latest theory is MAM2. What happened to all of Teresa's other keys? Exactly. I thought it was bow season. But he threw a gun into the back, apparently. And then Scott was trying to sell a rifle, just like the one that was on Stephen's bedroom wall, very soon after. I totally carried just one key. But yeah, but there's pictures that show Teresa didn't. There was pictures that show she had more than one key on her ring. So it's weird that only one was found. Could have sworn Bobby said he was going bow hunting. I think maybe he was, but I think he also took a gun, like I said. I think so, Angie, but they still have guns. Let's see. MAM2 is really close to up to date. I don't think anything new has happened since the final episode. Could be wrong. Yeah, because they literally stopped filming in like July, at the end of July. And then they were editing from then until, basically October 19th. So it's pretty fresh. It's really pretty fresh. In fact, Zellner was supposed to file with the appeals court like a week before MAM2 came out. But she asked for an extension, and it got extended now to December 20th. So just so everybody understands, that's what happened there. Do you ever call this Terminator? Let's see. Holmesy, someone just gave me a bombshell. No joke. I don't know if it's news to all, but it's def news to me. Well, what is it then? Purple? See, Teresa's car was reported 0.3 of a mile from Scott's trailer, right? What happened, Laura? Why were her house keys not in the chain? Exactly. Why not her studio keys as well? Her studio keys, she would need a key for her studio to get into her studio when she went to her own photography studio. Photographs by Teresa, or photography by Teresa. Anyway, so let's see. Guess who was the president of Calumet County Bar Association in 2005? I'd have loved to know if Ryan needed to get new house keys made, or if he happened to have THs. Interesting. Yeah, and that's a good thought. Yawning. Kratz, as if Buting is suggesting that it was alive. Yeah, speech to the judge is so annoying. Slightly less annoying, but a close second is Ryan in the stand. The stupid smirk. And yeah, exactly. Pearl accent, guess who was the president of the county in 2005? So that is strange. He take gun, but also backwoods and doesn't matter. Who, Purple? Wasn't it a Hallbach, Laura? Timothy R. Hallbach. Oh, that's interesting. I think it's his dad's brother, or it's Karen Hallbach's current husband's brother. One of the two. Ryan had her planner. He's most likely had her extra keys. Yeah, sure, let it. Yeah, I guess that would stand to reason. I'm starting to really believe Ryan was stalking her, and yeah, I think there may be something to that as well. She did tell us Mike's brother. So that's who it is. Timothy is Mike's brother. So okay, I was thinking it was gonna be Karen's husband's brother, but I guess it's just the bar association. I mean, it's not like they were going to revoke Dean and String's, law license or something like that or anything. So Scott's house burned down shortly after. They could also be evidence covered up. Oh, well, usually fires are. That's usually what fires are, is to cover things and to hide things. They look like twins to me. Mike and Tim Hallbach. Ryan was still, as Teresa said, checking her out, but she wanted nothing to do with him. Yeah, she had moved on from Ryan. They'd gone out in high school or whatever, but yeah, I think she definitely got over him. Don't they, Maggie? I thought the same. Probably insurance scam. Let's see. Stop watching Eric Dubé's videos. Carmen Boutwell's attorney was also appointed, serving along with the Hallbach guy. Carmen Boutwell's attorney. Okay. Let's see. But she was being stalked by the married man she was pumping. Could be that she was being stalked by Brad Check, is his name. Thanks again, Richard. Adios. We'll see you later, Stacy. I actually Googled to see if they were, but they're not. The bar, British Accreditation Regency. Who owns you, babes? The spare key is shown hanging in her kitchen before being magically found in Steven's trailer. Yeah, there's that one picture, and it does look like her key hanging back there. Ryan planted the car, rimmed past the Pinto, and the police took care of the rest. Truth is better than fiction. Yeah, Stacy's mom has got it going on. That's funny. Let's see. Family got police. The key. That's why they act weird. Yeah, it could be. But I don't think that has anything to do with what happened, though. I def convinced was Bobby. Yeah, there's I mean, Zellner's got things pointing to, in certain directions. So I mean, it's I think a matter of time. She'll just keep shaking the trees, as I said. She'll keep shaking the tree until something falls out. But I don't think that has anything to do with what happened, though. Sorry. Tard, perfect name. Yo, mama, one smart woman. Eric Dubé is a fraud. That would explain and could explain why the judges were so against them. It also explains why Dumb and Dumber may have been their way they were. May have been the way they were. Yeah, I guess. Let's see, Tard strength. How does that work? Tard strength. What is he talking? What are you talking about? What did Tard say? Stop watching. Oh, okay. It's almost 2 a.m. Cut me slack. Oh, no, I understand. No, I thought it was there, but then I was like, oh, wait, no, it's just an extra R on there. So no worries. I'm cutting you slack. No worries. I know it's late for everybody. What's with you and the Freemasons? Oh, yeah, that. The lie detector guy pushed this kid made me sick. Watching the interview. Oh, you mean O'Kelly? You mean O'Kelly? Yeah, O'Kelly's a piece of work, man. That guy, he doesn't have a conscience, man. He doesn't. I just don't know how he could do that job, running around, coercing, really, really impressionable 16-year-old kids into murder confessions. I mean, oh my God. If her family has Mason connections, that would be very telling. Let's see, 2:40 a.m. here. Have toothpicks holding my eyelids open. Belly of the beast. All right. Do I watch Casey? I do. I have. I don't. I will admit that I don't catch every video by Casey, but I will say this: whenever she uploads MAM, I watch. Let's see. Yeah, him crying about that ribbon, and yes, it is the fakest S ever seen. 6:40 a.m. here. Been up all night. Purple. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead because a lot of people are tired and getting tired. I may go ahead and cut it off here pretty soon. Just because I see a lot of people talking about being tired and everything, and I appreciate everybody coming out to support here. So I definitely love coming out and talking with all of you guys. I know a lot of you guys have questions. I know a lot of the new subscribers particularly are coming in and they have lots of questions. So I mean, I hope my channel helps. I hope the other channels of other YouTubers help. Casey does a lot of good work over there. Purple here, Purple X Cutie here. She does a lot of good videos. Some maybe I don't agree with so much sometimes, but that's fine. We don't always agree, and I'm sure that there's some videos of mine that Laura would probably not agree with or have an issue with, and that's fine. We're all allowed to disagree with each other at times, but I think for the most part, we're out there putting out basically the facts about the case, and that's what's important. And so that we can load you guys up. Everybody that's coming onto our channels looking for more information about the case, so that we can load you guys up and get you guys loaded up with the information it takes to really argue the case or talk about the case out there in the wider world with people, and to actually be able to bring up evidence and bring up investigation reports, and to feel confident in your stance when you talk about this. So I'm happy to be part of that. I'm sure Laura is as well. I know Casey is as well. And Casey even has gone off and she's actually working a lot on the David Thorne case. I know that Laura is also working on another case besides MAM, or was right before MAM 2 came out. I know I follow a few other cases, so it's part of the whole thing here that we all do. But we try to create awareness for all the things that we care about, and we try to pass along for people. I also try to showcase and spotlight wrongful convictions of youth. I have some really great ones lately. If you guys haven't seen, I really suggest looking at the one I made about John Bunn. Very, very powerful video. That guy, my hat is off to John Bunn. He is an absolute inspiration. He was wrongly convicted. It took him over almost 30 years to get that conviction overturned, or not 20. It was almost 15 years, I think, or something like that, to get it overturned. And when he finally did get out, while the whole time he was in prison, he educated himself. He taught himself to read, write, started educating himself, and read every single book he could get his hands on. And now, upon getting out, instead of being bitter and mad at the world, he's created a non-profit organization that makes sure that donates books to prisons and to juvenile facilities, that house juveniles that are being detained or whatever, basically, And so he's basically making it where these kids get books. He's trying to give these kids the tools that he had while he was there to help him empower himself. Oh, awesome story. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's just a very a great story. And I have other wrongful conviction of youth videos here on my channel that I encourage people to check into, because it's these wrongful convictions of youth that if you highlight those and you keep getting the attention on those and get people thinking about how that's happening in our criminal justice system, that's how we're going to hopefully get changes to things like AEDPA and hopefully get the door finally opened up for Brendan and Stephen in these courts and all that sort of stuff. So anyways, I'm probably rambling a little bit at this point, but I think all this stuff is important. So as I'm closing up here, I wanted to say all of it, but you're all great. Thank you very much for tuning in. You could rant to your dog. Let's see here. Superfly, congrats, stole my Twinkie. Congrats. Let's see. Kim K, I was wondering if by chance the people who interviewed you were from the other documentary. My logical deduction tells me they probably were from Convicting a Murderer. I don't know that for certain, but logical deduction tells me that they probably were. Wouldn't they need your permission to use your interview? I gave them permission to use my interview when I decided to talk. I made my decision there. I didn't know who the camera crew was, but I made my decision. I was going to get on there and I was going to talk about Brendan, and I don't regret a thing I said. And if they use it, great. Okay, peeps, I'm still going to bed. Okay, good night, Purple. We're all signing off here pretty quick here. Convicting a murderer may be a waste of time. But I'll tell you what, if they put my clip in there, my clip won't be a waste of time. I guarantee you. If my clip makes it in, my clip is not a waste of time. It was good to meet with people and see the nonsense and the whole thing. Yeah, definitely. Good night, guys. Good night, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's awesome. I'll try to go maybe sometime around midday tomorrow or something, or maybe I'll go later in the evening. I might have a few things to do tomorrow, so I might have to go. Maybe I'll try to go early evening, though. Try to give, a lot more people hopefully a chance to get in on it. And yeah, so we'll probably see you guys again tomorrow. So keep your eye out. Always keep your eye out on my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, Erekose AMAM Facebook page. I generally always post a link there to the link to the live deal that gives you the countdown. So that's a good place if you want to go, because then generally I always put the link there. You can click that link and it's going to tell you exactly how much time before I go live. So that's kind of, I think, one of the best ways to know how and when I'm going to go live, because obviously it's tough for me because I get off work at different times and schedule things differently. So it's hard for me to have an actual set routine. So I do my best. But that's my suggestion of how you guys can kind of try to stay up to date with how much time before I go live or whatever. If you click on one of the links that I provide on FB or on Twitter and stuff like that, you'll get an actual countdown, which is cool. So, I did say for the person that donated for Dr. Pepper time, I said I would do the total commercial style, Dr. Pepper, right? So, here we go. Oh, it's heaven. I love Dr. Pepper. All right. Good night, folks. Glad everybody could be here. Glad we could all talk about the case. You guys are all awesome. You guys are all just awesome. So, thank you very much for showing up. It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, you'll probably see hints tomorrow, I'm sure. Good night, everybody. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe.